go ahead and get right on into the message this morning. It's kind of a little late. We're pushed for time on Sunday mornings for Missionary Sundays. A lot of singing takes place, but nevertheless, we are singing to the Lord, and I believe He enjoys God's people praising Him and giving Him the glory that He deserves. Come on. Amen. And just let it flow right on into the preaching of the Word. Today, I don't claim to be a great preacher, but I do claim to preach a good gospel. Amen. I don't claim to be great, but I claim to serve a great God. I want to entitle this, just like the verse said, Very Present Help. Very present help. The first thing that I want to talk about, focusing in this verse of Scripture today, the Bible teaches us that troubles are for sure. You know, as I'm very disturbed here lately of the people that we just had a month ago. There's probably 15 people that I can count last month that was coming to church that are no longer in church. And we are very fortunate at Oak Grove in the last few years that I can probably count on my hands and my toes of a Sunday that we didn't have a visitor. It's very rare that we don't have a visitor. That is favor that God has poured out to Oak Grove Assembly God that we should be thankful for. We have favor that new people come in, but we don't have a whole lot of favor by keeping them. We don't have a whole lot of favor at discipling them. And it disturbs me, and I can't understand. And I begin to blame myself and say, well, maybe it's you, or maybe it's this, or maybe it's that. And how many knows the devil loves you to live in a blame game all your life? He wants to make you live in bitterness and guiltiness and walking around with your head hung down. But Jesus said, lift up your head, for your redemption's drawing nigh. God says, let the joy of the Lord be your strength. And I kind of try to put myself in their shoes and say, God, why is people backsliding? Why is people getting in and serving you, and then all of a sudden one day they wake up and say, I don't want no part of church no more. I don't want no part of God no more. What can come upon a person's thought train to make them wake up one morning and be fervent for God and glowing and on fire, and then all of a sudden don't want no part of it no more? What can make a person come to every service there when the doors open, and now you ain't seen their cars in months? And I try to put myself in their shoes because I'm tempted just like you're tempted. You see what's wrong with people nowadays? They get too high and mighty. They think that they can't be tempted. Amen. But I come to let you know that I feel like the Spirit of God as I sit there in my prayer closet and I try to put myself in their shoes. And the first thing that comes to me through the spirit realm this morning, that people turn away from serving Him because the troubles are too heavy. Come on, bro. The cross is too heavy. They can't bear the sufferings that God's people have been called to bear. But I come to let you know, church, this morning, there hath no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. I said, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you're able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape. I said, God will always be there with you. And some people get so loaded down in their minds that they say, I just won't serve Him no more. I'll show Him. Troubles are for sure. I want to let you know before another one backslides that just because you have troubles as a Christian, if you turn your back on God, you ain't solved the problem yet, because the world has trouble too. I can't make you not backslide. If I could, I would. I'd stand there, tie you up with a rope, and make you serve the Lord. But I've come to the conclusion I can't make nobody do anything, but I can preach it to you and tell you that just because you turn your back on God don't mean your troubles are going to vanish. Yeah, that's one thing through the spirit realm that I feel the Spirit of God, because I'm not in their shoes. I don't want to be in their shoes. I'd rather be saved today than lost any day. I'd rather have Jesus today than a cattle on 1,000 hills. Come on. I'd rather know the Lord Jesus Christ and a full pardon of sin than a fresh Cadillac and a Rolls Royce. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I think one of the world's first things that hurts a person so bad when they get saved, they lose a lot of friends. They don't have a lot of buddies no more. And I tell you what, the buddies that you get serving the Lord are true friends. Job chapter 14 and verse 1 gives us a full description upon the matter of trouble. The psalmist said, God is a very present help in trouble. Somebody say in trouble. Not out of trouble. Not in the midst of, not the next day of trouble. He said in trouble. But I want you to read Job 14 and 1, and I want you to take it home and put it on your refrigerator. Why your refrigerator? Because you'll visit that thing when you won't visit nothing else.
Break.
You ain't going to miss that. You'll miss church, but you won't miss the refrigerator.
Break.
Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. Somebody say full of trouble. Your gas light ain't on. You ain't on empty. So that didn't say a Christian. It didn't say a child of God. It said one that was born of a woman. And even though they're trying to change marriage nowadays, you can't change marriage. God performed marriage with a man and a woman. You can have two men, but they ain't going to have no baby. Unless they go buy them one. Two women ain't got what it takes to make a baby. You ain't going to talk to me. Man that is born of a woman is a few days. I don't care if you live to be 100 years old. My Bible says your life is but a vapor. It's here a moment and it's gone. I want to ask you, what are you doing with your days on earth? Oh, Pastor, I've messed my life up. You don't understand all the chapters of my life that I've written, and it's an empty book. I don't have nothing to show for heaven. I come to tell you today to forget those things which are behind you. Put on the new coat this morning and begin to walk in holiness. Begin to walk in righteousness. Because Jesus said, all that come into me, I'll in no wise cast out. He'll put your sins as far as the east is from the west, never to be remembered no more. I'm talking to somebody today. You need to put your past in the past and get you a new book. Write you a new chapter. God says, I'm doing a new thing in your life. You don't understand, preacher. I'm too old. I'm too woe out. It ain't never too late for God. You might be stinking and got worms crawling on you. But if he shows up 4 days late, I said, Jesus is an on-time God. I wish I had a church that would lift his name up. So the next time you think about giving up, or maybe you done give up. Maybe you just showed up today and said, every time I come, he talking about me. I wouldn't want to waste my gas for a preacher to talk about somebody else. Preach to me. I come to hear to me. Every time I come, he calls my sin what it is. Praise God for a preacher that'll still call sin. Might not be popular. I might not be cool. But sin ain't changed. It'll still send your soul to hell. I pray to God today. I ask us, let me feel your anointing while I'm preaching. I tell you, God hears our prayers. Those that are saved. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. So quit looking at your neighbor's life and say, man, I wish I had their life. Because the truth of the matter is, all of us has got some trouble. We all going through something. Every one of us. Yours might be bigger than mine today, but mine could be bigger than yours tomorrow. And besides pointing our fingers at one another and talking about how they handling trouble, how about we get around one another and begin to help one another in our trouble? Because the Bible said we're going to reap as we sow. And if we ain't helping nobody out today, then nobody may be helping us out tomorrow. On one circumstance, you can only help those out that hadn't made the mess themselves. That's tender ground, but I'm going to go there because the Holy Spirit led me there. Amen. Some people that we've been praying for will be saved if we quit bailing them out of the stuff they get their own self into. I got 1, 2, and 3 steps on my paper, but I'm just going to not worry about my paper for a while, and I'm going to preach what the Lord has given me. I might skip down to number 3 and come back up to number 1. But I'm telling you, the troubles that you're going through, God has orchestrated them troubles. He's allowed you to get into the trouble that you're in because everything happens for a reason. And how can God save your friend or your loved one when you're constantly trying to get them out? Some folks are in trouble because they made that trouble.
Amen.
And that trouble will lead them to God if you'll get out of the way. So many people are trying to do God's work. God said, I don't need you to do my work. Where were you at when I formed this earth? I didn't need you to hang the earth upon nothing. I wish I had somebody to read their Bible. I didn't need you when I created the sun and the stars. What I need you to do is do what I tell you to do, and don't add to it, and don't take away from it, but be obedient. Sometimes we walk with pride and try to make people think that our God is big. You ain't got to make people think nothing. If you'll obey God, they'll see He's big. He'll show up when He needs to. Troubles are for sure, so the next time you think about backsliding, you just tell yourself, well, I'm going from trouble to trouble. And think about it. I mean, if we're all going to go through trouble, isn't it very ignorant to leave trouble as a Christian that has hope to go to trouble as a non-believer and go to hell? Pretty ignorant, but I've been ignorant before. How many's ever been ignorant? I've been ignorant. Does it make no sense? The devil will tell us if we'll come back and serve him, life won't be so bad. I come to tell you the devil don't know how to tell the truth. He's the father of all lies, and he's going to continue lying to you till he gets you back where you want. And then you can see the light and say, Lord, I wish I'd have stayed where I was at. I wasn't where I needed to be, but I was a whole lot further where I'm at today. I come to tell you, you can go back to where you were. All you got to do is come back to Calvary, because the same Jesus that brought you the first time, he'll take you there again if you'll let it. But you see, some people get so far away from God that they feel like it's embarrassing to humble before His presence again. But in the book of Revelations, Jesus addresses a church and He says, I know your works. He said, but you're lukewarm. He said, return, repent, do your first works. Amen. Over again. What's your first works? The time when the burden rolled off of you. The time when He set your captive spirit free. The time that liberty and all the habits and the bad things that were going on in your life, Jesus walked up and said, let him be free, and he went to walk away free. That's the first days, and how you served Him with such a passion and you loved Him with an everlasting love. And all of a sudden, through the troubles that we go through, you've lost that joy. Troubles you've lost Him. 1 Peter 5:8 says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Watch this. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So, anytime you got a lion out the cage, a lion gonna be a lion. Some of us make our own troubles. Come on. Sometimes our mouth gets us in trouble. Come on, bro. Great. I heard this story of a man walking by the road one day, and a turtle looked up to him and said, man, you talk too much. He looked down, he looked all around, he looked back down, and he said, you're a turtle. You don't even supposed to be talking. What'd you say to me? Said the turtle looked up and said, man, I said you run your mouth too much. He looked all around, looked back down again, shook his eyes and said, what'd you say? He said, I said you talk too much. So he went on his journey, left the turtle alone. I'd leave him alone too. So he went up to a civilian in the next neighborhood and told him, says, man, I want you to come with me. Well, I only know who you are. He said, come with me. He said, I swear for God, you take my life. He said, I found a talking turtle. Said that man looked at him cross-eyed and said, man, you have lost. He said, I swear for God, you take my life. Just come on with me. Come on. I showed you talking to him. So the man was curious. He got his gun. He went on with him. Walked up to the turtle. The man walked back to the turtle. He looked all around, made sure nobody looked, and he looked down and said, talk. So the turtle ain't said nothing. He said, he looked at the man. The man looked at him. He looked around, made sure nobody was looking again. He looked down and said, I said, say something. Turtle ain't said nothing. He looked back at the dude. He said, man, I swear to God, man, he said something. Dude pulled out a gun and shot him. Bah! He swore to God he could shoot him if the turtle didn't talk. And he ain't said nothing. Dude walked off with his gun. Turtle looked at the dude and said, I told you talk too much. Sometimes our mouths can get us in trouble. James talks about the tongue. But I come to tell you today, no matter where you're in trouble, what's got you in trouble, God said He's a very present help in the time of trouble. Give God a praise for just being there. Second thing I want to talk about today is the reminder of He's there. Now, He said a very present help in trouble. And that's so true that He's present. But why would the author or the pen or the writer of Psalm 46, why would he even talk about the presence of God? Because the same writer, if I'm not mistaken, or the same book of Psalms talks about that you can't run from the presence of God. He says if you make your bed in the belly of hell, thou art there. You cannot run from the presence of God. So why would God reassure to the godly people that He's present? That's something that we already should know, that He's omnipresent. We can't even fathom that today. We can't even put it in our mind that God is everywhere at all times, Kim.
Come on, bro.
How many believe God at Oak Grove today? How many believe that God could be at Coleman today? Amen? How many believe that God could be at the bar room? No, He don't go to the bar room. I believe He's at the bar room. I believe He's at the I can't even think of them. The bootleggers. Thank God, I forgot their names. He's at the bootleg because the bar rooms don't open up on Sunday. I don't think. I never found one that was open. Oh, but He's at the bootlegger where the drunks are begging for a drink. Come on, somebody. They're trying to get that feeling. They're trying to fill up that hole that only Jesus can fill up. I come to tell you today, you can put all the Budweiser and all the alcohol you want into that hole, but there's only one alcohol that'll fill it up, and that's the new wine of the Holy Ghost. Come on, somebody. I said the fruit of the vine, the love and the joy and the peace of the fruit of the Spirit. But why? Why would the writer tell us that He's present? Because there's oftentimes in troubles that we can't feel God.
That's right, bro.
It's oftentimes in troubles that we can't even sense His presence nowhere around.
Break.
How many's ever been there before?
Break.
Job was a perfect and upright man, one who eschewed the evil and feared God and raised his house and made sacrifice for his children. But in the midst of trouble, when Satan began to attack his house, Job 23:8-9 said, behold, I go forward, but He's not there, and backward, but I can't perceive. On the left hand where He doth work, but I cannot behold Him. He hideth Himself on the right hand, that I cannot see Him.
Come on.
That means north, south, east, and west. Job has looked for the Lord that he had served all these years, but his pain and his turmoil and his troubles and his agony was so deep that he cannot even sense the presence of God. And that's where church people turn their back upon the Lord because they can't feel that His presence is with them. But the psalmist reminded us that God will never leave us. He'll never forsake us. When we don't feel Him, by faith, we know He's there. We're troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We're perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in His name, Thou art there. Come on, somebody. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Jesus said, Lo, I'll be with you all the way, even to the end of the world. There hadn't been a time that He's ever left my side. There's been times that I hadn't been good to Him, but there's not been many times that He hadn't been good to me. He woke me up with my right mind this morning, and He's let the church know that I'm still with you. 2 weeks ago, I went through a drought in my spirit life, and I hadn't felt the Holy Ghost in a while. And I began to pray. I said, Lord, I ain't felt you in quite a while. It's been a long time. It may not have been but a few weeks or a month, and some of us just feel Him all the time. And I'm so glad that you graduated to Mr. and Mr. Spiritual everything, but I ain't graduated. I'm still in school, and there comes time that I don't feel the presence of the Lord like I want to feel it. And I went from a crack addict and from a drug addict into an alcohol addict to a Holy Ghost addict. I got to feel that presence. It's something about that presence that drives me crazy. It drives me insane. It goes on my job. It goes with me everywhere. I just want to feel His presence. Do I have anybody in the church today that said, I didn't come to look pretty, I didn't come to have money, I didn't come to have success, I don't care about fame or fortune, I just want to feel God's presence. Come on, lift His name on high. God's presence will change it all. Change it all.
Amen.
It'll change your perspective about salvation.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people won't be saved because they get everybody else's opinion on salvation.
Preach it, bro.
Well, so-and-so said so-and-so. They committed adultery. They was preaching. They committed adultery to somebody else's wife. So if that's all they got, then I don't want what they got. And every time I see one of them so-called Christians, they always down and they don't ever smile. And
Come on.
I can hear them right now.
But I ain't tasted that new hamburger from McDonald's. Everybody say it was nasty.
You can't say it's nasty until you sink your teeth in it for your own self. Jesus says, don't go off what everybody else said. Taste of the Lord and see that He's good. So many people making opinions about God by what Sister so-and-so
So-and-so back
then. They didn't last. I can hear the people that I used to hang around with right now. The day I walked into Full Gospel Revival, I can hear words chattering.
He won't last long.
Come on, bro. Preach.
Maybe that wasn't the people that I used to hang around with. Maybe that was the devil trying to tell me not even start. He won't last long. But you see, I had so much trouble and no one to bail me out. Thank God. Praise God for the parents that are back off and say, I've taught them the right way. If they want to go to the hog pen, I've got to leave them there in order for them to come to their senses. They're not going to come to their senses if Mama keeps bailing them out.
Yes, Lord.
Ooh, I got in trouble.
Preach it in out, bro.
Daddy on the phone shaking.
My baby in trouble. Leave him there. He'll come back a man. We got too many sissies in this world nowadays. They can't even provide for their own family. I feel the Holy Ghost and He's bold right now. Too many loan officers and companies bailing you out.
Come on with it, bro.
You know what you mean? Grow up.
Amen.
Grow up.
Well, I've had hair on my chest since I was trying. I ain't seen nobody no hair in their chest.
Come on.
There's a lot of folk got hair on their chest, still youngins.
That's it, bro.
Come on. I
Preach.
got the hair on my chin and chin and chin. I don't care about the hair on your chin and chin and chin. Is you provide for your family?
Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Men folk walk in the house of God, they claim to be worshiping the Lord. And ain't even providing for their own house.
Preach it, bro.
My Bible said you ain't worshiping God. You infidel. No, I'm sorry. You worse than an infidel. What's the infidel? An unbeliever. It's too many women nowadays told women folk nowadays raising babies. Men folk ain't got no problem making them. Oh, but they struggling raising them. You want me to tell you why they struggling raising them? Because they ain't grew up yet. I got the whole church man now. I can preach. Praise God. They sissies in this generation. Come on. They know how to fight with their fists, but they don't know how to fight on their knees. They know how to fight with guns and knives, but they don't have the weapons of God's warfare. Come on, somebody. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God. To the pulling down. I wish I had somebody help me preach. Come on. And then they want to get rid of the guns. The guns ain't done jack. That gun ain't shot nobody. You shot him. Amen. Gonna get rid of the gun. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna catch the blues in this country coming taking folks' guns. They might get more guns than they want. Bullets and all. You in trouble this morning? You're gonna stay in trouble. That's not good news, preacher. You've called to preach the gospel. You're going to stay in trouble the day you leave here. Every one of us. Right. He didn't say he's a very present help when you get out of trouble. Truth is, we ain't getting out of trouble. None of us. Every morning we wake up to a new batch of troubles. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. That's why I don't want to give a Christian life. You got them too, babe. You got them. You see, the only thing is, some people use habits to numb the pain of trouble as if they won't feel it. If I can just stay like this, I won't never feel no pain. But you see, the thing about it is, one day you're going to die. Yeah, bro. And if you have not given up those habits, which God says that won't enter into the kingdom of heaven, you ain't seen trouble. You're going to a trouble that will never vanish. Where the worm dies not. So, oh, come on, we don't have any claps now. Where there's weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth. Oh, but praise God, we don't have to go there. Jesus Christ came to bleed and die that he might take our punishment. That I can have life and have it more abundantly. Amen. You know why some have not experienced this help? It's nothing worse than a selfish man. Break. Maybe woman too. But wow. A selfish, prideful man will not ask for help to save their life. That's right. I got to do it all. Why? Superman. Got to show them I'm tough and I'm strong. When the Spirit of God gets a hold of you, Bubba, you're going to be tough and strong, all right? On your knees, weeping like a little child. When are you going to stop and ask for help? When is this generation going to turn around and go back to the old paths? We welcome all this new garbage into church that ain't church, if you ask me. It's just not church. And we sit around and talk about the old days and this, but won't nobody do nothing about it. We just want to talk about it. We like the people in the street that meet up on the sidewalk to sit in the chair and drink coffee all morning and talk about it. But it's high time that your church rises up and does something about it. If we want the old church back, we've got to be the old church. The church has nothing to do with the steeple. It's all to do with the people. Come on, somebody. It has nothing to do with the building. It's all about the body. We want to see lost saved. We got to keep these hands together. We got to keep our hands held up high. Because when we praise God, he moves amongst his people. Thank you, Lord. 1 Corinthians 11:24 said when he had given thanks, he broke it. It said, take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. What's it say right here? This do in remembrance
of me. God has got a way of telling us in His Word, don't forget me.
Right, bro.
I know you ain't felt me lately, and I know you're in deep trouble, but I love you so much.
Amen.
I don't want you forgetting me. How many remembers when the children of Israel crossed, I think it was the muddy river of Jordan, and it looked so, the swelling of Jordan, the waters that went out the banks, and it looked like it was impossible to cross. And how many remembers of the Levites carrying the Ark of the Covenant? They went over there and they stood in first, and they all began to go. And before they crossed over, they had done crossed over. If I remember the story correctly, they had done crossed over. But the Lord stopped them from going on to their journey, and He said, "Here, go take these rocks." How many remembers this story? He said, "Go take these rocks." What are you going to do with a rock, Lord? He said, "I want you to go back. I want you to put 12 rocks," I think it was, for each tribe of Israel. He said, "Stack them up in the water."
Amen.
God's got a way of telling us, don't forget where I brought you from. Amen. The next trouble you go through, I want you to look back at those 12 rocks and say, the same Jesus that brought me through yesterday, He's in work in my life today. And if I live to be tomorrow, the same God that brought me through today will bring me through tomorrow. For Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. I change not. I am that I am. I was, I am, I'm here, which is to come. I'm Alpha and Omega.
Amen. Yes.
Don't you ever forget it. No matter where you go and what you go through, He's always there. No matter what it feels like, you don't have help today because you ain't asked for help.
Break it.
If you ask for help, I get off of these people, you tell them to call them. I've already asked the Lord, but you ain't living for them. Them prayers ain't went nowhere.
All right.
God is not a shelf God.
Come on, bro.
You're not going to put Him off that shelf and give Him your Santa Claus list and say, "God, I want you to do this, this, this in my life." And when He does it, put Him back on the shelf. God won't allow it. He says, "I don't even hear their cries if they regard iniquity in their hearts." That's what He said. I don't even hear their prayers. No wonder backsliders want Christian folk to pray for them. They ain't got no power to pray for themselves. And they know that. They don't even want to call you till they need prayer. They don't even come see you till they need something.
Break.
But praise God, they come. Amen. I know it eats us up on the inside. When a church person leaves, the friendship they used to have. I'm going to tell you right now, when I first come here, I had all kind of friends.
Come on, bro.
And I still got a lot of friends, and I'm still friendly. But I watch who I get close to.
Amen.
And I tell you the reason I do that. It's because when I first come, my children would get close to these and get close to that. And then all of a sudden they'd leave and my children's head be hung down. Daddy, what happened to this? They ain't coming no more, baby. And I'd see an anointing upon their lives because not only am I called to ministry, they called to ministry too.
Amen. Yeah.
I'd see them lift up their heads. They'd go make friends with somebody else.
Amen.
But God has called us daddies and mothers to protect our children.
Amen. Come on, bro. Come on with it.
And sometimes you must watch who they get close to. I didn't say to watch who they get friendly with, but who they get too close to.
That's right.
Because no matter if they keep their heads up or not, somewhere on the inside when a friend betrays you and leaves you, it brings a scar upon your heart that can't be healed.
Amen. Come on, bro. Come on.
Betrayal hurts more than I know of anything that hurts on earth. When somebody says they love you and says they're your friend, and then all of a sudden you do something wrong or say something out of the way, they don't call you no more. They don't come see you no more. You don't go see them no more. The ties are broken. But I come to realize that some of the people that I thought wasn't my friend was my truest friends, because you don't even know if you got a friend until you've gone through something. Until we've had a falling out, I can't even say you my friend yet, because I don't know how you're going to treat me when I'm having a bad day. But thank God Jesus said, "I'll be a friend that's sticking closer than a brother. I'll be the lily of your valley." When you went
wake up with a bad attitude, I'll be sitting right there waiting on you to come and ask for forgiveness that I can restore you back into the kingdom of heaven. Amen. God is our very present help in trouble. I've already hit the third verse. Not the third verse, the third point. There is a purpose in your trouble. And I want to give you a couple of examples. I want to close this morning. Troubles, you may say, why do I'm going through all this mess I'm going through in my life? I can't say I'm going to give you the answer, but I'm going to try. Troubles prove who we are.
Amen.
An example is a tea bag. You can't get what's inside the tea bag until it's dropped in some hot water. Some of you got some fragrance on the inside of you other people need, but God can't get it out of them until He dumps you into some hot water. Number 2 example. Our troubles teach us stuff if we'll let it.
Amen.
Examples. Our parents teach us that the stove is hot, but most people learn by touching it.
Come on.
Once they touch it, parents, you won't have to say another word. What happened to them will teach you. Amen?
Amen.
So, as bad as you want to be on the sideline hollering at your loved one, don't touch that stove. If you have said it 25 times, let them touch it. Because I guarantee you they're not going to leave it there too long to hurt them too bad. One touch and their fingers coming off of it. As you've talked 25 times, when the trouble takes place, it only takes one. But some will never learn as long as you keep head on the mountain. Psalm 119 and 71 said, it's good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. Last but not least, example is it can build character if we cooperate with it. Romans chapter 5, verse 3 and 4 says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations. That word means trouble. Also knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. There's sometimes I cry out to God to remove these troubles in my life, and sometimes He says no. Sometimes He don't say nothing at all. They just don't go away. And besides keep begging Him to remove this and remove this and remove this, I began to pray, Lord, teach me what You'd have me to learn. Because not all the times He wants to get you out of the troubles. He wants to be your help in the trouble.
Amen.
That you may know Him. He keeps bailing you out. All you're going to look for is somebody to bail you out. But if you find His presence, then you'll be looking for Him next time besides the way out. Amen? Stand to your feet today if you will.